All right, everyone. Number one question I get asked on a daily basis is how do you punch up against the Black Order? And we're going to talk about some of the things that have changed with ISOs, some of the things you have to look for, and really the overall strategy in Black Order versus Black Order fight. Hopefully, I can capture this on the first attempt here. It is something where they are capable of punching up 220k in war. Because war buffs are sometimes largely exaggerated as combat power games. However, we're going to talk about some of the scenarios they will win, some of the scenarios where you're going to have to do some extra setup and precautions to help them win more, and basically, hopefully, give you guys a spin in the from my perspective here. So I'm looking over here. We've got a 619k. Black Order team. Now he has Raider on Thanos. He's got Striker. He has the RemanX build on this team, so it makes him particularly dangerous because you're going to see a lot of assists, a lot of marked targets, and with the dual 5 red stars, they're going to be hitting like trucks. So we're going to talk about some of the strategies you can use to beat these guys. Oh, he has Healer on Maw, so that might be okay. But we're gonna show you guys the big difference. So two words that I'll tell you guys is flip second. And what that means is inherently your team has a buff flip. And so one of the things about the squad over here is I got 514. Obviously I put level 5 on Thanos. I'm probably gonna leave them positioned like this. Maybe I'd take the first loss here to show you why I might lose. The other way to kind of help guarantee a win is, so Thanos' passive makes it so that when one of these characters drops below 50%, he gets sped up. And so your goal is to speed up Thanos so that he takes a turn before you, before 2 of your characters get dropped below half health. And that is the challenge in this fight. That is what it comes down to, because if they get too far ahead or you do too much damage, then you will fall behind and you'll just watch characters die. And so that's the thing, is basically as powerful as the Black Order is, they have a soft underbelly that is their weak spot, and that's Corvus and Proxima. So you're going to have to figure out how to do damage to them early on. So my current setup over here and we're going to talk about, like, if you have defense down on your team because you're attacking into the barracks, into the security, and you're going to want to split your Corvus and your Proxima, put them on the opposite wings so that only one of them gets dropped below. We're going to see if it double targets them, and see if we can't recoup some of the strategies to quickly recoup that. Now, it has been noted that bleeds exist in a land where they do not trigger passives, and that's something that I think a lot of people neglect when they put Striker on Thanos, because if you put Striker on Thanos, then those bleeds are responsible for the half health trigger. It is the reason why I like him as Raider, because it forces the crit and crit damage from the early impact. So if you guys want to know some of the crazy things that I do and why I chose some of those, there's a little insight into my madness and why we spend way too much time. 21 hours a day when ISOs first came out. I spent testing crap. Anyway, that being said, let's go. So we're gonna take this team for a spin here. We're gonna kind of showcase what I'm doing as far as targeting. Remember, the AI is gonna target what it targets. It typically targets the middle of your team. It is a coin toss on turn 1 who Thanos goes first, and it'll just happen the way it is. So once we load in, we're going to figure out who Thanos goes first. We'll speed this up so that I can do some descriptive chatting so I don't time out over here. Remember, these are 2 7 red stars. This is probably one of the worst things you'll see here. So it's great. He targeted my big part of the team. He went first. So we're going to target his soft underbelly here. So if you look right here, so realistically, we're just going to target these guys here. Okay. So there was the retaliation. There's the first speed up. So essentially with that speed up now, okay, we have a good shot to win over here. And now that they put that offense down, okay, we are going to be able to, and I got to be careful with this. This is the retaliate. You kind of want to know where that is. So we got the speed up over here. So he had the offense down. We found the window because we were able to get Proxima to half health. This should be a relatively clean attempt here because of all these flips. Now, some of them resisted him here. So we're going to go in here. We're just going to take these guys off the board so they don't do a lot of damage. So now we got to worry about the fact that our Thanos is about to take a dive over here. So let's go in here, get these guys out of the way. All right. So we got to get offense down on that Thanos, which we do. Our Thanos is behind a little bit, but we're going to get some health here and get that speed bar slow. That's going to let us do our power bomb with offense up. Okay, power bomb with offense up. Again, you're basically trying to control the speed by triggering the passive. It is a very nuanced fight. It is something that won't always play out this way when you're punching up. You're going to have to be careful, and that's why it's so good when he is a raider. You're going to see this power is going to be devastatingly powerful. It's going to heal him up to full. He dropped 3 crits. Okay, so now we're going to be able to take him off the board, and then it's just a simple process of whittling our way through that very, very powerful Coal Obsidian. But it is very, very winnable at this point. And there's going to be so we finished him off here. And so the whole team's still invited to the party over here. This is a win, a victory. About 115k punch up in arena. We'll show you guys one more time here. And I'll showcase the T4s. I'll showcase the ability so you guys get an idea. So this is actually, believe it or not, this is a budget team. This is a budget Black Order team. I almost went full out on Black Order, but I felt that I would be not able to kind of showcase exactly this for the community because I wanted to be able to showcase some of the T4 decisions and why they look the way they did. So we're going to go into this and we're going to show you guys the abilities here. So we'll start with Thanos. So Thanos is fully T4'd, and part of the reason why Thanos is fully T4'd is the fact that everything has value there. But most importantly, his Celestial Barrage, because I wanted to punch up, having that guaranteed 2 attacks was a big deal. His basic is probably, because it is the ability you are using to trigger the speed up by hitting that soft underbelly, Corvus and Proxima, trying to get one of those characters to half health first. That is the big difference here. So that is why I have it on there. Again, Raider, because again, even though he hits hard, if he doesn't, the bleed will not trigger the speed up and can cause some problems over there. I did this because it flips all negative effects, and we're seeing that with the fact that with healer on some of the targets, believe it or not, that fight was probably made easier because he had healer on Ebony Maw. Having those little bleeds become negative effects were enough to help push it over a little bit. And so, again, the more powerful the bleeds on that, the better it becomes. So I have all T4s on him. So the rest of the Black Order are going to go as follows. I think that on Corvus, I just have the passive, and I think the basic for both him and Proxima are important. Now, there are more T4s. You could certainly put more T4s in these, but that's a big difference. So this is a 5 red, 6-star Coal Obsidian. Remember, he's only, so we only have a level 2 striker on Corvus. The reason why I chose striker is for the triple hit combos when it matters most. Even though he may look like a raider on paper and do more damage, being able to get those debuffs and being able to get behind the opponent. At level 3, they're going to be actually a little bit better, with Proxima level 3, because I'll be able to strip some more buffs. So she will be a priority once I get through some of my other controllers here. The same thing with him, he's able to do that as well. So the two skirmishers working in concert, because every one of his abilities, every one of his abilities actually will trigger the skirmisher debuff. So Needle Storm is maxed. I don't think you have to do that. I did that specifically to get through Invisible Woman in the early days of Arena, but obviously the ult with the full Black Order team and the special for the extra defense up for raids and other scenarios was definitely worthwhile down the road. But Cole is the one that's going to surprise you guys. I only have his passive because there's a good chance that he's getting stunned inside of this. So his passive for that early reciprocate, you'll see that's actually what'll help trigger that early damage if, you know, with Proxima gets her special off and hits it and then he gets that retaliate. That's going to be one of the keys to get through there and do the flip first here. So sometimes you can overpower a Black Order team and actually punch down too much and trigger way too much speed and then wind up sitting behind buff flips. So it is something that is a nuance. Take them against your arenas if you guys have them built up. Don't be afraid to try to punch up with them a few times. Hopefully this helps you guys. I did not invest a ton of T4s in there. And again, level 3 striker, mainly because I wanted the extra ISO attack from that. So that's it, guys. Hope it was helpful. Hopefully you guys can take that with you and learn from it. And remember, I do things so you don't have to. And this time, I didn't overinvest in this team. Hope this is helpful. I'll catch you soon.